Hello, everybody. My name is Maya Santana, and I'm a student here at Telluride High School. And I worked with the Rainbow Youth Center up in Durango, and I studied cognitive development. Right here is just basically an outline of basically what I did. But first, here are the major three people I worked with. There was a couple of people, but they didn't really respond to my email, so I wasn't allowed to put them on here because with the Rainbow Youth Center, they follow a lot of confidentiality. But the Rainbow Youth Center's mission was, to put it simply, to create a safe environment for all minorities. And basically, a lot of the work that I did at the center, I did some of the basic things. I helped out with cleaning. I spoke to a lot of the Rainbow Youth Center's counselors, and also I connected with the youth as much as possible. And a lot of the work that I would do was that I would kind of connect. I would make sure that students would kind of not keep to themselves, but try to connect with other students, and basically just trying to make the area a safe place. And then for the more important things, for my week 3, I had went to Denver Pride, which basically we would protest in the parade, and we would also visit the Kent Monkman Museum, which was basically kind of just about how a lot of Native Americans have kind of been, like, a lot of the art that a lot of people make of Native Americans has been really whitewashed, and a lot of the information that we get from it is very unreliable because a lot of the artists are not Native American. And then Durango has its own Pride event, which they would have during the summer, kind of when I was working. They had made me help them set up keeping people safe and also checking people in. And then some stuff that I would do outside of work, because the Rainbow Youth Center was only open for a couple of days a week. So I worked on a giant activities list for the students to, when they would come in for Wednesdays, they would basically kind of, we would have these worksheets for them, we would have these activities for them to do, basically just on social psychology and also cognitive development. We basically questioned how they kind of entered these areas and how to accept themselves, while also finding help that they need. I also did a lot of intern work outside. Since I didn't have a lot of work to do there, I would do a lot of like charting numbers and a lot of like donor work as well. I also worked on a bunch of psychology books and therapy books. Basically, a lot of them consisted of learning of like how to be there for students and kind of just understanding 3 major differences. And also I got my certification in immediate reporter training, which is kind of, immediate reporter is where if we notice something is wrong with a kid, like something at home, something that's dangerous for them or their mental health, we start to identify these issues and bring it to the police. And then activities that I did outside of work, I took the train to Silverton a lot of times because Durango is really small. It's like Telluride, but just slightly bigger. I was able to walk around Durango all the time, and I think it was one of my favorite activities to do. I also ate a lot of Durango's like signature ice cream, and then I also visited Fort Lewis's college. And while I was at Fort Lewis, I looked a lot at their Native American exhibits. I got to experience a lot of their art, a lot of like the history that Americans kind of keep hidden. And being there, you also get this surreal experience of looking at their different little, basically these exhibits that like show Native American history. And then my housing situation, my first week, I had to spend a weekend with a person that used to work for Pinhead named Claire Carver. And I'm horrible at taking pictures, so I did not take a picture of her house. But this was a bridge that I would walk on to work when I was staying there. And then after my weekend with her, I stayed at this old rustic house with someone named Taylor. He was really awesome. The house itself was also really accommodating, even though like I didn't have a lot of furniture, but I still had a bed. That was the good thing. But while I was there, it was pretty good, and I really enjoyed being there. And then advice for future interns, focus and pull your weight. A lot of, during your internship, you are in charge of yourself and putting the effort in. Also, always ask questions. I know a lot of the interns had already said that, but also be grateful for everything that you do, because I did a lot of intern work, a lot of work that is like writing, a lot of like organizing and cleaning, but because of that, I still got to do a lot of the psychology that I did there as well. And also, let Sarah Holbrook know if you need help. A lot of the things that I had while I was at the Rainbow Youth Center, I was able to have her by my side knowing that she'll help me. And then also build strong connections. And with that, this is really important because building these connections allows you to go forward. And because having this pathway of choosing where you want to go, it allows you a greater chance of what you want to do and a greater success. And because of having this being able to build strong connections, I'm now part of One Colorado, which is an organization here in Colorado, student council members. And then thank you to everyone that has helped me with this project.